Jai Hind everyone.
Jain sir?
I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before we start, today we have primarily lectures and we will have some doubts session where if you have got any doubt, you can ask. Starting with SSB preparation, let's understand what I realize general students have the doubts regarding personality development or the communication skills or confidence building or there is ambiguity how exactly personality development means. Let us make it simple. We generally complicate things, and that is the primary reason for any failure. Don't complicate things. Personality development, if you go through properly, orienting yourself, reading first OLQs, and then understanding meaning of it, realizing it how exactly it translates on ground. But don't assume that in 1 day or 2 days or within a week you will be mastering it. It will never happen. It is a process. So, when you are heading for SSB, and if you want to improve communication skill or your confidence or some kind of courage related things, sense of responsibility, initiative, start feeling from within and day to day practical aspects just correlate how you are reacting at home front and at society, at school level, college level. How is your behavior? So, this is how you will be correlating. My sincere submission to it is you can definitely advance inch by inch in the field of personality development. For that, what are the basic steps? The basic step is you need an honest attempt. What does it mean? When you get up in the morning, you should have purpose of that day. Like you have a purpose, a mission that you want to clear the SSB interview test, and for that you need to understand you have a process to travel through, and this process ultimately will take you to the better heights of professionalism success. So in this process nothing will happen miraculously, it will happen slowly. When you get up in the morning you need to motivate yourself that I have got a day and I should have at least one purpose today. It can be classes related, it can be some topic related, it can be some learning. You have thought that I need to learn this, and you are in that process of learning. It can be as simple as English speaking ability. You are trying to master it. It can be some theoretical knowledge. But every day you must have some vision, and then you should have a group, at least one or two friends with whom you are doing a group study, because group study is a key for competitive exams. You need to compare yourself with others, and that need not be a negative aspect comparison. It is a positive thing where you are constructively analyzing how far you need to travel, how others are progressing, and in this competitive world you must be positively thinking that you need to come up to a standard. So you need comparative benchmarks, you need visualization in it. You may have friends who are much below your standard, but you need to have a maturity to understand you are actually competing at national level. So don't be little immature by assuming that you know everything, because around you people are not of that caliber. So this silly mistake do happen with some students. You need to raise your standards. You need to visualize what could be the better standards in this particular aspect. For example, if it comes to general studies, you may be scoring very good at your local tests which are, it may be some coaching or somewhere, college, or at your own level, but be realistic that what is the toughness of tests you are giving, or is it just simple local tests. So be realistic in every practice. Okay, theoretical and practical aspects both. Confidence is one of the area where you need to really progress day by day. There are students who are not really develop that courage to stand up in front of um, a group of students and speak. But within few days, same student is so capable to give a good speech, a good lecture. This is how you need to understand that my progress has to happen, and it will happen. Regular practice, practical aspects, and your own support is very important. Get into good company. Your friends are very important. Friends should help each other in developing confidence. The problem with most of the students are you keep thinking in isolation. It should not happen. Don't be alone. That is not a right thing if you want to clear a good competitive exam. Get into group. It will freshen up your mood. Otherwise, how long you will be fresh if you are alone? I have doubts. You need company and have a good company. Okay. So with this, we will just start with our lecturate, or before that, if there is any doubt, please you can ask. No doubt. Okay. My audio is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to start? Omkar. Okay. Omkar wants to start. Just prelude I have given. This is not just for sake of it. It is always, I feel, these are smaller things which are very important in our life. You must understand its sense in reality, because many a times we assume that we know these basics, but we are not able to follow it in letter and spirit. That is the biggest mistake we do. Okay, so we'll start with Omkar. Nikita, keep time. Okay, and next
Yes, sir.
speaker can be ready.
Omkar, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today's my lecture topic is the importance of G20. Uh, Firstly, I tell you about what is a G20. G20 means a group of 20. In this, the 20 countries which are holding a 60% of the world population and 85% of all world trade, and 85% of world GDP are included in G20. And this year, the presidency of the G20 was goes to India, and goes to India. And every year the rotation was going on. The every member have get a presidency every year, and the main role was play in this discussion by three countries. Firstly, the past president country, which is now Indonesia, and current president, which is India, and the future president, which is Brazil. The I tell you about why the G20 was established. Before the G20 established, there is one more group of G7. In the G7, all our developed countries are in the G7, and these countries are only thinking about their own perspective, economy, or their o- own benefits. And in the globalized world, if anything happen in a one part of the world, is also impacting in the other world of the part. That's why the G20 was also is established in 1999. But no country was taking it seriously and doing a regular meetings. But after the rise is happened in 2008, the by USA, the all the all impact goes to the world, and that's why the G20 was established. And I tell you that what is happen in G20. There is two main tracks. Firstly is the financial track, and second is uh, sh- scale scale pad track. In the financial track, the all financial ministers and the central banks talk about the policies of their own countries, and discuss about how can they make the policies more stronger. And in Scarpia track, in track Scarpia track, the all the peoples are discuss about their foreign policies, like doing education policies, and
Last 30
uh,
seconds.
development development for the development. And now the presidency was come towards the India. The India also got so many powers, like to invite the other countries. That's why India invited the UAE and other more 8 countries. Uh, because of this, the India got good relationship with the other countries.
Time
Thank you.
up.
Okay, good Omkar. I have poor network I think today, but my audio is okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Confidence of Omkar is improving. Very nice, and it will automatically improve as far as the body language, because on virtual platform it has got different connotation. When you stand in front of group of students, it will come slowly. You will develop that body language, no doubt about it. Coming to G20, a very proud moment that we are hosting this time, the G20 summit. India's role at international level is improving. It's a good sign that countries are looking up to us for some decisions, and there is a flip side to it. Now some countries are targeting us. Maybe some bad news here and there they're waiting. We can see through news because we are rising little too fast. Some countries may not be happy for that, but definitely friendly countries will be okay with it. So hosting such prestigious events has got effect on international relations, position at international level. We have witnessed recent Russia-Ukraine war, how India was looked up to. There were countries who were waiting for India's statements, India's decisions, because it affects now the world. This is the level of our importance in today's international relations and strategic developments. This is very important because as a country we are growing, we are gaining that prominence in international affairs. We are becoming powerful, and so will be our internal all sectors, and it will directly have a bearing upon future jobs, money, markets, everything. Our currency not up to the mark at international level, still uh, reflected poorly against dollar, but this is how that base is required to improve in future. So G20 summit, have an eye on it. What will be the developments? How it will be conducted? Countries' participation and the things which will come out after that, because these are all straightway current affairs related questions in your written exam if followed by this G20. Omkar, good. You can give in such topics some kind of opinion, how it will have bearing on future, comparing with some past statistics, how we were having position earlier. Hosting such kind of things is always a proud moment. Like hosting Olympic, we haven't got chance so far. So these all things are very important. Okay, good. Who is next?
Thank you, sir.
Next up, Gauri Shankar.
Okay, Gauri Shankar ji. Gauri Saab, you can go ahead. So, Omkar, keep time.
Okay, sir.
So till that time, can I get a card number?
Okay, Nikita, you take 31.
Okay.
Can I start, sir?
Okay, sir, you can start.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Jain, sir. Today I have got very interesting topic that is ASEAN countries. Easy of your understanding and better assimilation, I shall be divided into four parts. First part, I would cover about that. What is the ASEAN? Some introductions. Second part, what is why importance ASEAN to the India and India to the ASEAN. And third part, what is the present scenario? And the fourth part, conclusion. Now let's move the first part. What is the introduction about that ASEAN countries? By the name, you can easily figure out that ASEAN it is an acronym of the particular words Association of South Asian Nation, East Asian Nations, and it formed in the Bangkok, August 1967, and it is a total 10 country member. And it's a basically aim of these Asian countries like that enhance the economic, political, and cultural organization in the South Asian nation. And now this time is if we talk about that 10 country member, and if we talk about the headquarter in the Jakarta in the Indonesia, and it country made the these countries made the forum of that Indian ASEAN forum for that basically aim of that security purpose in the Pacific Ocean regions. And also the these Asian countries come with the India, China, and made the trade big trade routes zone in this Pacific Ocean regions. That's why it is a significant role for that Asian countries can be rival against the European countries and also the North America. Now let's move the second why importance for that in Asian countries importance to the India. First is both countries are located at the very significant strategical locations. You know that maritime and land boundaries shared, and also the these all countries. You know that like that very significant for the security energy sectors. Four countries also be Myanmar, Malaysia, Indonesia. These all countries like that share the and if you talk about that such a like that agriculture department, these all countries are very highly rich and can be very good impact in that economical and share the natural resources and minerals. Now let's move the why India's importance to the Asian countries.
Last 30 seconds.
You know that India because have a like that hub of the pharmaceutical and IT sector, and also the fight against the terrorism, piracy, and such these type of problems between the both have a both countries. So this is a very important play role for that. And other things is a this time is a present scenario. You know that this time is the 30th anniversary celebrated in the New Delhi 2022. All prime foreign minister, and if this time is the estimated
Time's up.
estimated that around the 2021 around the 76 billion trade between the both nations. And if we talk about in the last part conclusion, it is very important for that security purpose. You know that in the Indian Ocean region and also the Pacific Ocean regions, and this time is the China supremacy over the Indian Ocean regions. And you know that our country in the if we talk about the northeast area is a very undevelopment area. It is a very important player for those areas also. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Gauri Saab, very good. Important topic, strategic or the international affairs. It's very important. Uh, First about your delivery of lecturate, good. Pace is good. Some kind of pronunciations will come up subsequently. It will come with practice.
Yes,
Only thing the pace of thinking and delivery. If you can, this is a
yes,
longer term thing. Whatever is are in our mind and it is getting reflected in speech. This synchronization is a fine art. If it comes with fine synchronization, pace also gets tuned. And secondly, the body language also improves a lot. This is just a point to keep in back of mind for everyone, that how we are in control of our delivery of speech, because many a times we have got so many points and we are in a hurry to complete many points, because this is just 3 minutes aspect. So This habit is important, that I am in control of whatever is decided to speak, and synchronizing it, arranging those points, specifying and elaborating it. So this will happen in a very very beautiful way, and it is a process again. It will take time,
Yes.
but at least this thought will give a lot of uh, significance to your speech, because it will be influential, because power of expression is a beautiful thing to happen. You see a lot of prominent speakers, when they speak, it has evolved over a period of time, and we are also on that track, that we want to improve. So just from that perspective I am giving this point, that we need to
Yes.
always feel that whatever is there in my mind, it is coming up, how it has come up, and towards this, you again watch your own videos, you get to know, okay, that time I wanted to say this, it could have come up little better way. This process is very important. Now coming to the content, good. The ASEAN countries is actually having a role which is now of a significance in the recent period. Clearly, traditionally, we had two blocks, East and West, Russia versus US, and then Asian countries, European countries, and America for that matter, always on a West front leader. But now China's emergence, India's emergence, and smaller countries doing little bit good, like countries are developing, and there are some issues. So we needed one unity here, and this is there. And this forum is important. These countries need to operate together. Of course, compared to G8 or P5, compared to the Western unity, our unity is still lacking in the eastern part. We are not up to the mark together, because we are bunch of developing nations. Developed nations, First World War, Second World War, we saw how they emerged as a united front. Today also, Western economy synchronizes. They have their own common interest, and it is maybe the period is too much, and that is how they are clubbed together. They have their own frictions. There is no doubt, but they are much better united than the Eastern countries. Like if today we have to operate together in the Eastern scenario, we are not actually helping each other. China and India, two powerful countries, not in synchronization when it comes to standing against any Western thing. We are not on same boat. That is the biggest problem. In fact, we are
Yes.
rivals. In the
Yes, sir.
Eastern scenario, we are rivals. So that is how this Eastern lobby has to come up. But the biggest threat to it is India and China is not in same boat. In fact, this animosity is being exploited by West. But okay, that is okay. We have got our
Yes.
business interest, strategic interest. We are now much closer to US than ever before. We are getting close. We are getting too close with many countries, and these are all business interests, strategic interest. And ASEAN or SARC is also there. So you see how it plays. I will give you one example. Today, BCCI said we will not participate in cricket if it is played in Pakistan. So now the venue is being shifted. There is a tournament in September, and Pakistan is a sufferer now, because the venue is shifted. It has got business interest, image of a country. It is not a secure country. But does it happen in isolation? BCCI doesn't take a decision in isolation. These are
Yes.
all interrelated things. Even the governments have a role to play in such decisions. It affects a country very badly. Okay, in today's newspaper you can see the venue will be shifted maybe to UAE cricket venue, and Pakistan is projected as an unsafe country. So these are all diplomatic posturing. Okay, good, Gauri Saab. good body language and delivery of the lecture, it is also confident. Only thing, just more and more control over the speech, and that is
Yes.
okay. There is always a scope of improvement. Okay,
Yes.
Nikita, ready?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Gauri sir, keep time.
Can I start?
Okay, I think Gauri sir
Done. You can
going through.
start.
Omkar, keep time.
Uh, yeah. Okay, okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Should I start, Omkar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. The topic which I have selected for today's lecture is water bodies. As we all have studied in our school days in geography subject that almost 98% of the earth is occupied with the water body, and in that again almost 98% is a saline water and only 2% is a fresh water. Now today I would be particularly talking about the freshwater bodies. Now, what are the freshwater bodies? There are ponds, lakes, streams, rivers, etc. can be concluded in the freshwater bodies. They are important and play a vital role in human beings' life, and not only the human beings' life but also living being life. For example, animals, insects, etc. Now, if I talk about its current condition in India, then we could improve in the management of the freshwater bodies. For example, we are facing problems in the groundwater level. Some time before we got to know that the Chennai city's groundwater level has depleted immensely, and people might face the water scarcity problem. Second, in Rajasthan, also village people travel a long distance just for the drinking water, and at the same time, in Rajasthan and some part of Marathwada, some part of Maharashtra, that is Marathwada, is there are few land which is declared as a barren land. This is only because there is a no groundwater level. Second reason could be there is no effective management of the water bodies, so that people still not get a drinking water, or industries are facing problems in getting the water for their manufacturing purpose. So, what could be the solutions for it? How we can actually improve the nation status by managing the water bodies? Now, let's see that. First, talking about the groundwater level. Now, so in this, we can actually implement one of the model which was run in the Maharashtra, especially in the Marathwada sector, all over India, that the people willingly participate in a program which actually dug the trenches in the barren land before the
30-second left.
monsoon arrives, so that the monsoon water will collect in the trenches and it will drip down, it will drip in the land, so that groundwater, it will help to raise the groundwater level. Second, talking about the proper management, then proper pipelines could be placed so that every citizen will get a drinking water. And talking about and one more thing we can tap
Time's up.
is the water bodies tourism sector, local tourism, so that the backwater we can always start the boating, paragliding. So all these things can contribute to the uh, employment in the nearby area. So I think if we manage everything effectively, water bodies can also contribute to the personal enhancement of the rural area people, or the people who resides nearby the uh, water body, and it will ultimately contribute to the nation. Thank you.
Okay, good, Nikita. A simple topic, yet difficult to speak on such topics, because how to organize content. Firstly, listing content on such things, from the exam, which is defense oriented, how we can correlate. So let's come to how to correlate it. People believe that future wars are aligned over water. We are able to see it. The Navy's role all over world is increasing. Now coming to the two important things in the environment on this Mother Earth, oxygen and water. Water is so essential, and management of water is really a key area where countries are struggling. Now, Nikita has highlighted fresh water's requirement, problem areas, and the issue is really management of that water. Israel has already proved, the Middle Eastern countries are proving that with less water, how we can manage. India has got enough water, enough fresh water. The problem is management of that fresh water. Here is a country, diverse country, big country, very, very diverse in the geographic sense I am talking. You see, within Indian boundaries, we have within a year drought at some part and flood in another part. Our rivers in some parts are overflowing, flooding. In some parts, rivers have dried up. If we can build port, we can launch satellites, we can launch rockets, we can build missiles. Somewhere our priorities missed. We should have by now linked rivers. We could have had a better ecological system. We could have had a balance of environment here. We could have had better agriculture production if we had managed water. We had we would have had sorted out the unemployment problem. Imagine if the agriculture sector is getting empowerment, youth may see it as an employment avenue, entrepreneurship in the modern world, agri business. If water and electricity is provided to a farmer, nothing else is required. This is the importance of water. And fresh water, in some areas situation is getting critical. People may die because of scarcity of water, drinkable water. And then after COVID, waterborne diseases will be a key threat in future. We have seen airborne diseases traveling through air, but the water quality goes down. Imagine the impact on our health in future. It is already getting proved that our water quality is also getting down. The pollution, water pollution is very important area. We need to really be serious about it. Okay, lot of dimensions in this topic. Nikita has covered few. Confidence is good, Nikita. Much more matured delivery pattern I could see. Good pace. You maintain a pace actually. It is little bit fluctuating. Don't miss that momentum. Develop that energetic pace. Okay, Nikita?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Energetic pace. Mark my words. Try and
Yes, sir.
understanding it. Okay. See, everyone must remember, when you are delivering a lecturate, audience should derive energy from your pattern of delivery. Content, yes, but your speech, when you stand in front of the group of students, feel about it that I need to be more energetic. Keep these things in your mind, because these are uh, part of that verbal and non-verbal. So in the non-verbal category, these things do fall in that category. Okay, who is next?
Sir,
Okay, Subodh. Nikita, keep time.
Yes, sir. Subodh, you can start.
okay. So, good morning to all. My lecture topic is why youth hesitate to join defense forces. So, if I talk from the historical point of view, so in our ancient times, we see a many large armies which defended the Indian subcontinent. Like if I talk about the Mauryan empires, they defended the Indian subcontinent very well. At that time also youth joined army without any hesitation. But if I talk about when India got independence in 1947, we faced a lot of crisis because we got separate, means Pakistan got separated from India. Then Britishers left us, so we left with a very small navy, with very small air force, less amount of we have very less amount of aircrafts, and the infantry soldiers are also very less. So at that time it becomes very compulsory uh, to take youths into the army, navy and air force. If I give my example, means my friend's example, so his brother was in the he is in the Kumaon regiment right now. But he tells that when he joined army, so he could not cope with the harsh conditions of the training of the Kumaon regiment, so he left it. But the trainees, the ustads, they took his brother from his home to the training center. So this kind of situation we faced, our army faced, because by taking youth from his home, and if I correlate with the current situation now, it is not like that. If you quit army once, so it would be not part to go back again. So there are many reasons why youth hesitate to join the defense forces. First of all, our society, कि भाई बड़े बोलते हैं कि 1.5 लाख की नौकरी हो, एक बड़ा सा घर हो, गाड़ी हो, बंगला हो, बस हो जाएगा भाई, बस इतने में खुश. So the orthodox view of society is one of the reason that I wanted to highlight. Then second thing is that today's youth not cope with the responsibility which they have given in the armed forces. If I talk from the if a man commissioned as a lieutenant, or he got into the recruitment like a soldier, so the soldier should have so the soldier should has the same responsibility as the officer, but in a less amount. But we need to do our self work. Today's generation is not involved into the self work. They do the work with the help of the others. So this is one of the important thing that I want to highlight. Then second thing, laziness. We are in this very smart world, and now each and every child possess a smartphone in the hand. So one of the reason is that their minds are getting totally blocked and hanged. Just because of that, they don't want to take up responsibilities, they don't want to act, or they don't want to do anything beyond their imagination. Simply, if I give example, in my home, means my brother's small
Last 30
means
seconds.
he's small child, so he don't want to take up responsibilities, he don't want to take initiatives. So this is one of the thing that I feel that youth hesitate to feel or to join the defense forces. So lastly, I want to conclude that one of the reason that I want to put into the last conclusion, that is sacrifice. They don't want to do sacrifice, because today's youth, they don't want to do
Time
sacrifice
up.
even for a minute also, because they are thinking a lot of about money, making money at a very early age, or they wanted to make up their career at a very early age, and they want, the main focus is that they want to achieve their goal at a very faster rate. So this could not be happened. So this is the main reason that I want to highlight, that why youth hesitate to join the defense forces. And according to my personal opinion, if anyone wants to join defense forces, so he should aim for it. But after going into the army, he should not criticize the army, because it's our passion that we have seen when we are preparing for it. Thank you.
Okay, good and a tricky topic actually. Whether youth hesitate or they are inspired, bubbling to join defense forces, both way one can speak. But here you can add few dimensions. How our society changing, how youth is thinking, shortcuts, easy way of life, less laborious areas, khushi time. So if topic comes like this, which is a negative topic, youth are not ready. The other way we can see, yes, youth are ready, we can see that. But in a deeper sense, let's analyze once a development stage is reached, and not only to our country, every country faces this. Any developed countries, very few people are ready to join defense forces willingly. You see, in our own country, a developed state or a metro city, how many are really aspiring who are well to do families and from a metro? Very less. Punjab as a state, a developed state now, as far as the materialistic development goes, you see, just 3 generations back, we had more Punjabi residents who are part of defense forces. Today, the recruitment at all levels is not easy. from the Punjab state, to the extent that the minimum educational standards for recruitment into Sikh regiments and Punjab regiments, it was brought down. Just a moment, I think. Okay, my network was poor. Now I am audible.
Audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I was talking about our own example in country, Punjab state. After a degree of development, how we could see on ground that youth were not ready to join defense forces, and the destination was Canada, Australia. This is that fascination of easy life, more money, all those things. Khushi time, less of efforts, less challenges, less life threat. So, minimum standards of education was required to be brought down to 8th standard for recruitment into PBOR cadre. So, this proves that youth are hesitant after specified development in the society. From that angle, this heading one can justify. Otherwise, today you see all recruitment rallies are oversubscribed. So, one may get doubt whether this topic heading is okay or not. Whatever way, you as a prominent aspirant, you need to understand the meaning of it and give appropriate lecture it. So Subodh has given from one angle how money oriented or the mindset of people is changing, and it is naturally, it is bound to happen. You go to Singapore, minimum 2 years compulsory service, that is the norm because less population, nobody is ready to join defense forces, so make it compulsory. This is how developed societies, developed nations have to handle it. But then, if when it comes to national service, especially the armed forces, you cannot have people who are compulsory pulled in. Their devotion, their commitment, their loyalty, their sincerity, their integrity, you cannot artificially build compared to a person who has voluntarily joined to serve the nation. This is how the importance of that voluntariness and a compulsory. These two are very, very opposite things. And when it comes to national sovereignty, defending a country's borders, skies, waters, we need those dedicated people who, even at the cost of sacrifice of a life, are ready to defend. Okay, good. Who is next? Okay, Omkar and Sanjivani. Okay, we'll go to Omkar. So both keep time.
Yes, sir.
I'm audible, Subodh?
Yes,
Hello?
yes.
Yes.
You can start.
Okay. So, good morning, friends. As we see in our daily life, we use different products, machines, things in our daily life. That is useful in our all the activities uh, of today and the machinery. So, yes, friends. Today's my lecture topic is India and uh, Industrial Revolution. As we see in 1854, with the first cotton mill in Bombay is uh, established. It is the very India was famous for her handcraft from the pre-British times. In Mughal period, such as the variety of handicraft that it became famous in the global market. However, the Industrial Revolution came late to India. This was the mainly because of the India's complicated political and economical relation with Britain. The India dominated the cotton textiles market in 18th century. It took several hits when the industrial revolution began in England around 1760. The use of steam power in British mill reduced the cost of cotton by 85%. In order to protect its domestic industry, it began to restrict textiles import from India. On other hand, it started important import the textiles to India. The third revolution started in India in 1980s. Advancement in the phase encompasses the spread of personal computer, internet, and IT sector. The different at the time of 1980s, the different computer revolution is semiconductor chips and the different types of uh, electronics gadgets are developed, and this is also the India having the uh, big development in the industrial revolution. Third, in the India, the industrial revolution fourth is mainly based on the big data and artificial intelligence. How we can industrial revolution helps in India. It can play a major role in alleviating the poverty. Better and low cost health care can be achieved through the
Last 30
implementation of
seconds.
AI driven technology. So we are moving toward the industrial revolution, that is 4.0. In after independence, India Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru employed total industrialization poverty to remove the poverty in the country. So lastly, I want to conclude that entrepreneurship development program by
Time up.
Maharashtra state government program is is taken under. Bank loan facility for startup is also motivate to make a startup. College motivation for startup. Also, the Ministry of Defense also develop the defense technology development under the DRDO, ISRO, and different other uh, technological development sectors in our India. Thank you.
Okay, Omkar, industrial revolution is actually in different segments Omkar was talking. But today we see rapid development in many fields. You can link up in such topics where we are actually aiming Atmanirbhar. This mission is very important now. You see, on 26th January, on Republic Day parade, we showcase our development, our indigenous things, and that is a forum you can utilize, quote it in many topics. India's power or India's image, Atmanirbhar Bharat, when we are heading for, a lot of things are to be produced within India. We need to become really self reliant in today's world, where we need to be independent in future wars. And for war, we need all defense productions, supporting systems, including navigation. Everything is important. So maybe defense is one area where you need highest level industrial products, because ultimately everything is produced for what? Either it is for human entertainment, human utilization, or defense of society, defense of nations. You see, since times immemorial, mankind has developed things for own protection or for own consumption. So defense is an area or a field where the finished products from the society are really of highest importance. Today, anything getting developed, even including internet, ultimately has got more connotations and implications from the security point of view. Cyber security, whether it is even our social media, everywhere we get advancements, but the implications are more in security arena. So from that angle also one can cover such topics. So industrial revolution in India's context, Omkar has covered. Good. Omkar, more energetic you can feel from within and deliver with that passion. Okay. Otherwise, a lot of
Yes, sir.
improvement is there. No problem. Okay, Sanjivani, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Omkar, keep time.
Yes, sir. Sanjuni ma'am, you can start now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, my lecture topic is globalization. According to the world historians, globalization started when Columbus landed for the Americas while searching for a space in 1492, and also by the exploration of world by Vasco da Gama for India. But some other historians that globalization exists in the time of Harappan civilization time. To the tract of trade and transportation were found in the found in the exploration. We can divide the phenomena of globalization into three phases. First phase is the time when it was difficult from state to interact with each other. Second phase starts with the technological advancement in the phase country. We are communicating with each other easily, and the trade between them was also improved. And the third phase is the current phase, that is entrepreneurs in present generation among every country, depending on each country for resources, skill, etc. And this is phase all countries are mutually affected by each other. Through the globalization, development country can become developed country. We can share technology and innovation. We can sell our product all over the world. By exporting our product, we can improve our economy. India has resource for skill manpower, so through globalization other country invest money in India, and by that our economy is improved. We can share that medical knowledge and innovation. We can exchange resources such as petrol, coal, etc. We can import the thing which are necessary for us, but not available here. So Western country learn a lot from of East, from example yoga, arts, etc. And Eastern country also learn from West. For example, liberty thoughts, dignity. We can exchange a fantastic book and knowledge. Thereby we all can improve. But the country suffering will be trade, because to take decision on trade and food security,
Last
etc.
30 seconds.
Nation has to face the limitation by World Trade Organization policies. Through globalization, poor become poor, because poor people can't get the free of globalization much. It is the rich who will be benefit as lot by the globalization. There is a change of there is a chance of the culture being affected. Non-globalization
Time up.
human society will become the extent of the species. So lastly, I want to conclude that no country can stay isolated in this modern world for one thing or other. We all depend on each other for survive and improve our surrounding of living standard of living. And the most important thing is create the border between the country. They were not a god given to the borders. In today world, globalization is necessary through which we can improve together. Thank you.
Okay, good Sanjivani. Globalization in true sense is a very complex phenomena. If you see, in the ancient history, India was probably this region, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa Sanskriti, or literature-wise, in the education field or otherwise. We had the richest culture that history proves, and maybe people were pouring in, getting attracted towards this region, and that is how probably attacks happened or the invasions happened from the foreign side. So globalization, is it a reality or a myth? If it is reality, then what is vocal for local? Now again, it is a cyclic thing probably. We are talking about Atmanirbhar. Now we are trying to control things. Every country is doing it. Especially during COVID times, take your mind, every country was trying to protect frontiers. No one from outside. Within India, even inter-district movement was restricted. So this is that cyclic phenomena where world expands, looks like a global village, Everyone is accessible and allowed to move here and there. And then the another phase comes where we contradict. We just get into the narrow zone, maybe nature's law. So globalization, yes, today we are globalized. We are internet connected world. We can travel to any place very easily. We can communicate easily. We look like for the outer planets like one entity, not in uh, different fragments. We are one. But are we really in true sense one? No. We are having a lot of divisions among us. We are having a lot of fault lines, lot of differences and inhibitions to really called as globalized. So this is that philosophical part. But let's understand what Sanjeevani was highlighting from the different phases and technological point of view. Today we are vulnerable. Internet has made us vulnerable. It is giving us opportunity for good things also, but we are vulnerable. And the biggest vulnerable area is through internet. Today you make any video or you make one message and it can travel to the farthest corner of the world. This is that vulnerability. Classic example, Hindenburg report. Some five people company making one report, authenticity yet to get proved, what was the research level, and it has shaken up a country of 130 crore people. At least the Wikipedia is saying it is a Hindenburg is a company which is five people. Official address is not there. So in the global world, we are vulnerable. If one can help the other person or a nation can help other nation, the same is applicable for disturbing. This is that uh, complex phenomena where we can really uh, debate whether globalization is good or bad, whether North Korea is correct, though everyone curses North Korea, a closed economy. Nobody is really allowed in that global sense. We come and visit and enjoy. Even China is having a lot of restrictions. So, in the globalized world, are we really having that freedom or even getting threatened more? Is the freedom is okay? Freedom of all sense actually, especially media related, reporting related. So all those things you can bring in your lecturettes. You can pose a question in the end whether the globalization will give more social security to people or we need to block somewhere like a developed area and it has got in neighborhood a less developed area. Can we open our borders for Pakistan? No, we will ban because now a lot of unwarranted people and criminal mind people will try and come in, which happened on Bangladesh border. We had to really struggle to close borders. Same with Myanmar border. So this is that problem. Today, the brighter side is we can easily communicate with each other. We can really help each other. We can have great business heights because you can export anywhere. You can really expand to any glorious heights. But it has got associated other problems. So, is it okay to live in a small area, small family, small nation, or is it really okay to get exposed to the whole world, enjoy the entire Mother Earth? This is that cyclic phase, probably, which world has gone over again and again. In a different sense, I am trying to explain this. Okay, Sanjeevani, good. Any question from your side?
No, sir.
No. I hope all well. Gauri sir, how is your studies preparation?
Preparation is going on some good now, and the lecture part also we by the help of you enhance. And some other things is we have a requirement. It is a suggestion like that. Tat part also be like that covered by you, sir, in the 1 week because
Okay.
we can't be able to offline classes. Sir.
Okay. TAT you want, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will have maybe one complete TAT session, explanation, and solving 12 pictures. I will share link first, solve it. We will analyze stories. Okay.
Okay, sure, sir. Sure.
Something we did probably for PPDT. Last session was on PPDT. You solved it, you came, you discussed. That is how. We'll do for
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
TAT.
sir. Okay.
Maybe in coming week we will do one session that. In fact,
Yes, sir. Yes,
psychological
sir.
tests are very important. Your practice
Yes, sir.
and discussion over it is very important. We'll do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Okay. Lastly, I want to say don't lose hope. Whatever is your target examination, just be hopeful, maintain that momentum and pace, and be happy. Whatever is your today has to be justified, lived up to best. Tomorrow's worries and tomorrow's aspirations should not be taking away today's happiness. Enjoy today also. And while building the future, we should have a balance. Whatever is your today's status, today's level, knowledge wise, materialistic, everything. Let's enjoy that also. Be happy about it. Okay? Be satisfied enough to be happy. Be dissatisfied enough to improve. This summarizes everything. Try and understand this phrase. Be satisfied enough to be happy. That means for today's things, be happy, whatever is there. Be dissatisfied enough to improve. For improvement, you are working. For raising the standards, you are improving. And these two things should be balanced. Okay, with this, we will end. Have a good day. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jain, sir.
Jain,
Jain sir.